All right, welcome, fam. I am Ashley Hollowell, or as you guys know me, Ashley Hawaiian. This is our goal setting meeting. All right. So, what I want to do, we're going to talk about goals and the importance of goals first and foremost. Okay. Happy New Year. It is the first day of a brand new year, brand new chapter. So I want us to make sure that we are starting off on the right foot. Okay. I want us to have our focus for 2024 very apparent. I want it to be right in front of us daily. Okay. And I want you guys to have a really good vision of where you want to go in 2024. All right. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk a little bit about the importance of goals, what are SMART goals, different things like that. So, first and foremost, I want to educate just a little bit. So, I know this time of year, what is the most talked about thing this time of year for everybody? And that is New Year's resolutions, right? Now, I personally do not like the word New Year's resolutions. There's a reason that I don't, and that's because it has a very negative context, right? How many people do you hear come the end of January, February, maybe March, that they're like, oh, yeah, I had a New Year's resolution to lose 50 pounds. I already gave up on that. There's no desire or need to keep a New Year's resolution, right? You're almost expected to fail at New Year's resolutions, right? Like it's almost just expected that, hey, we're going to do this for like a couple of weeks or a month and then we're out, right? It's disappointment. Yeah. They set you up for failure basically. So I don't like that, right? I don't want to set myself up for failure and be someone that, doesn't achieve my goals. So I don't set New Year's resolutions. I set goals. And those are two very, very different things. Okay. Can't tell you how many gym memberships, right? I've spent on the first of the year. Absolutely. And how long, like that gym membership going to last the whole year, but you may only last a month or two, right? Absolutely. All right. Now, guys, let's talk about goals because goals are very different things. Okay. And what I want to talk about today is something called SMART goals. Now, SMART goals does not just mean like they're a great idea. It's a great goal, right? That's not what SMART goals means. So we're going to break that down. I want, if you're taking notes, which I highly recommend that you take notes. Okay. If you're taking notes at the top of your paper, I want you to write down in big letters SMART across the top of it. Okay. Or you can write it down the side if you want. Either way is fine. The S in SMART stands for specific. Okay. You need to make sure that your goals are specific. Guys, I could walk around and be like, yo, I want to be rich. Well, that's not specific. What is rich, right? What's rich to me might not be rich to someone else, right? What I think is rich, David McCovey might come in and laugh at, right? Or something like that. Or what somebody else thinks is rich could be what I'm making currently, right? Rich is not a specific term. It's not measurable like that. Okay. So I want you to write down specific. Let's put a number on that, right? You want to make a certain amount this year or per month. We're going to put a number on that. I want to make 100 grand. That's specific, right? So that's the S in SMART. M is measurable. It kind of goes along with specific because you got to make sure that it's something you can actually measure. Now, what I mean by that is this. Let's say you had a goal of, I want to be healthy. That's not measurable. What does that look like, right? How do you measure whether you're healthy or not? So it could be a measurable goal could be, I want to lose 50 pounds, right? That's measurable. I can go in and I can watch the scale every day to see how much farther I need to go to get to that 50 pounds off, right? I can measure where I'm at now to where I want to be. So that's the M in SMART. A is attainable. You got to make sure that it's actually attainable, right? I can't have a goal that I want to make $1 million by the end of January. Not attainable, right? Unless I win the lottery, but I don't even play the lottery, so I highly doubt that that's happening. Okay, I'm just saying, unless there's some random way to pick somebody who's not even entered into that drawing. So it's got to be attainable, realistic, right? Let's make sure that we are not setting goals and setting ourselves up for failure in those goals. Okay. We are also, on the flip side, we don't want to make them too attainable. What I mean by that is, let's say you are a team builder and you're like, oh, I want to hit executive by the end of December. Well, that's not that hard. That's only 3 people. You don't need 12 months to have 3 successful conversations, right? So we want to find that balance where it's attainable, but it does push us a little bit, right? If we're going to talk about time in a minute, but you're going to put a time frame on these goals. And if you look at that time frame and it doesn't scare you just a little bit, then it's not a good time frame. You need to move it up. Okay. Now, that was the A, right? The R in SMART goals is relevant. Okay. Is this relevant to you and what you want to do? Is it important to you? Guys, I could set a goal to eat Brussels sprouts once a week for the next 12 months, but I can tell you right now, I hate Brussels sprouts. That goal ain't going to happen. It ain't relevant to me, right? Because, nasty. So no, thank you, right? Like, that's not relevant to me because I don't care about that. So make sure that it's something you care about, something that's important to you. Now, the T is time-based. You're going to put a time frame on it, okay? That is highly, highly important, and here's why. If I say I want to be an IATAN card holder, okay, but I don't put a time frame on it, then I could just keep putting that off. Oh yeah, I'll do that next year, right? Or if I want to be a platinum, but I don't put a time frame on it, there's no urgency for me to work towards that, right? Like, I could just keep pushing it off and pushing it off until whenever, right? Like, oh, it just happens when it happens kind of mentality, right? So time-based, that is the T in SMART goals. So we are going to set some SMART goals, okay? And I'm going to give you some guidelines on that. And if you don't get them all done right now and you need to think about them and that kind of thing, that's totally fine. But I do want you to at least take some notes, maybe jot down some ideas of goals that you want to have. And then you can, kind of spend a little more time on that and kind of tweak it or whatever, get the finalized goals for the year after this meeting. Okay. Now, when we're setting goals today, here's what I want you to do. On your piece of paper, I want you to write 3-month, 6-month, 9-month, and 12 months. Okay. We're going to break our goals down into those 3, 6, 9, and 12-month goals. I want you to have goals that you're constantly working on. Like I said, some of them don't require a full 12 months, right? Like hitting executive or something, maybe getting 1 booking, not 12-month goals, right? We could put that on like the 3-month goals. Okay. So when you go in to do your goals today, I want you to think, number 1, what I did whenever I did my goals, I wrote down my goals first, right? Here's what I want to achieve this year by the end of the year. And then I went in and said, okay, these are ones that I feel like I could get done in about 3 months. These are ones that I feel like, 6 months is a good time frame, 9 months, 12 months, right? So I want you guys to start writing down, what are your goals for this year? What are you trying to achieve? Okay. Now, on your 12-month goals, there should be a way to break that down into a 6-month goal. Now, let's say you want to lose 60 pounds by the end of the year. Well, 6-month goal would be, hey, I want to lose 30 pounds by the end of June, right? That would be that 6-month goal. You could even break it down into a 3-month goal. I want to lose 15 pounds by the end of March, right? So you see how those 12-month goals, they could be broken down into smaller goals. That way it helps keep you on track throughout the year. That way we're not just putting it off and not really staying focused. And we're like, oh, that's a 12-month goal. I don't really have to focus on that right now. It's only January. I got till December, right? We don't want to do that. We want to have those like checking in points, right? Halfway through the year, are we halfway to our goal? A quarter of the way through the year, are we a quarter way to our goal? That way we have those little check-ins. We make sure that we're not putting those on the back burner, right? That we are focused on those goals. And your 12-month goals should be pretty big goals, okay? They should be like pretty big change, pretty big, okay? So we want to make sure that we have those check-ins at 3 months or 6 months or 9 months to make sure that we're not putting them off, right? Those are goals that they're going to take daily and weekly progress made in order to reach that magnitude of a goal by the end of December, right? Like I said, when you're setting these time frames, I want you to look at it and say, okay, does that scare me a little bit? Does it scare me a little bit to hit platinum by the end of March, right? If that's your goal? Does it scare me a little bit? Does it give me that feeling in my chest of like, oh, I better get moving, right? If it does, that's a good time frame. If you look at it and you're like, nah, not really, right? It doesn't really scare me. I think it's pretty good. If you have that type of mentality, you gave yourself too much time. We need it to push you. We need it to scare you just a little bit so that you get your butt moving, right? That we get moving, we get going, we make sure that daily we have to work on that goal so that we stay on track. I don't want a goal that I put so far in advance that I can wait 3 months before I ever start working on it, right? I want it to where I have to make a schedule and I'm like, okay, let me pencil that in because I got to get something done on that every single day, right? We got to make sure that we are working towards that daily, y'all. Now, when you make your 3, 6, and 9 month goals, okay, what I want you to do after that is I want you to also break that down into monthly goals. So let me give you an example. I already did mine. I was really excited about this training about 2 weeks ago. So I already did my 3, 6, 9, and 12-month goals, all my goals for next year. I already got January's on there, right? By March 31st. So my 3-month goals, okay? One of my goals is to hit 2-star platinum. That's my baby, right? Like that's I got to get it by then. I have that on there, but there's a lot of steps that go into place in order to reach that goal. So for January, I wrote out, what do I need to do specifically in this month in order to work towards that goal, right? I need to get people, build my husband's account back up to platinum so that it helps towards that 2-star, right? That's going to be my focus for January, is getting his account back to platinum. Then in February, I'm going to have focus on another account. I need to work on this account, right? Or I need to work on these parts of my legs, right? The different legs that I have. I need to work on helping them in order to get to that, right? So I hope that makes sense. So you want to take those 3-month goals and you want to break them down into monthly. What do I need to do monthly in order to work on this overall goal? Then I want you guys to break it down into weekly. What do I need to do weekly? What do I need to focus on this week in order to stay on track for that goal? Now, if you're a team builder and you're trying to hit the next rank or hit a big rank, right? Whatever that may be. One thing that we teach, I actually learned this from my amazing mentor, Miss Christina Bertels. But one thing that we teach is this. Let's say that you're a brand new builder. You have no agents yet. Okay. You just started and you want to be a gold consultant by March 31st, let's say. Okay. What we teach you to do is technically you need roughly 42 people in order to hit gold. Now, you do have to have structure. There's some more that goes into that, right? But the minimum is 42 on that, structured correctly. If you need 42 people, you need to go count how many days from today to March 31st. And then let's say it's, I don't know, 84. I'm just going to guess numbers. Okay. Let's say it's 84 days from today to March 31st. You need to take 84 divided by 42. You need 2 people a day, right? Now we're focused on daily goals and we're focused on weekly, right? If I need 2 people a day and there's 7 days in a week, I need roughly 14 people a week, right? That's how we go in and we look at those time-based goals, right? We try to make sure that your time is good. Because if you do the math and you're like, oh, I need 50 people a day, that's not going to work. And I actually did that math backwards. It was like half a person a day. I did that math backwards, but y'all got the point, right? So if you go in and you're like, oh, I need like 10 people a day, then that's not really realistic, right? If you're a brand new builder, if you're, you don't have a team helping you, that's not a very realistic goal. So we need to push that time frame back. Okay. So that's why I say take how many days there are and divide it by how many people you need. And that will give you roughly how many people do you need a day. Now, if you need half a person a day, clearly we're not signing half a person. I know Christina is short. We can count her as half a person sometimes, but technically there is no half a person, right? So in that event, I would say, let's just shoot for 1 person a day, right? We'll probably get to our goal a little bit earlier. You know I love you, boo. We're going to get to our goal a little bit earlier if we get 1 person a day, right? But having that 1 person a day, that also helps on those days that maybe we don't get anybody, right? Maybe there's a day that we don't sign anybody, but we signed someone yesterday and now it makes up for that, right? So anytime that there's half a person or a quarter or 3/4 of a person in there, just round it up to the next one. Okay. That way you kind of stay on track there. So I want you guys to make those goals, 3, 6, 9, and 12-month goals. Then out beside the 3-month goals, I want you to put January, February, March. Okay. And I want you to put your monthly goals for those months that are going to help you stay on track for that 3-month goal. Okay. When you go in and make sure that these monthly goals, y'all, are relevant to the 3-month goal, right? If I have a 3-month goal to hit 2-star, but my goals are reading like, let me go to the gym every day, let me eat healthy, let me book a lot of travel, that has nothing to do with 2-star, right? So we got to make sure that these monthly goals that we're creating go towards that 3-month goal. Okay. And you can have multiple goals. Guys, this is not just for business either. If you have a goal that you want to lose a certain amount of weight or whatever, right? You can add those in there. Absolutely. Just make sure that those monthly goals are tailored towards that 3-month goal. The monthly goals towards the 6-month, right? 9-month, 12-month, all of that. We're going to break it down just like that. Okay. So out beside your 3-month goals, remember, right, January, February, March, go put your monthly goals in there so that you know what you're working on. Okay. Now, as you enter each month, okay, I want you to really focus on weekly and daily goals at that point. Now, I don't want you to focus on weekly and daily goals for the entire 3 months at one time because things change, right? Like you could have a rockin' January where you bring in 30 people. Well, now our February goals might change a little bit, right? We might move that up a little bit. It might change. So I want you guys to just focus on the current month. So for January, go in and write down, what's my weekly goal for week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, right? What are my daily goals? Now, one thing that we do as a team is we have a weekly goal setting meeting. Y'all, I love it. On Sundays, we set goals, okay, for the whole week. We do it as a team. It is a really great way to hold yourself accountable to staying on track. If you don't have a weekly goal setting meeting for your team, like your sponsor doesn't have one or whatever, create your own. Get some people on your team that are interested in doing that and create your own weekly goal setting meeting. Find those people that are like-minded. Find those people that are hungry. They want to chase their goals no matter what, right? Find those people and go with them and say, okay, let's have a weekly goal setting meeting. We do ours on Sunday night. That way we start Monday off with a bang, right? Like we're already ready for Monday because we done got prepared on Sunday night. So you can do yours whenever, but if you don't already have one, start a goal setting meeting, a weekly goal setting meeting. It helps you stay on track and it helps you stay accountable. I had people on ours that they would be busy. They'd get busy during the week. They would forget to do one of their goals. They would literally go bust it out on Friday or Saturday or maybe even Sunday morning because they knew they had to come to the goal setting meeting and tell us whether or not they completed their goals from the week before. It held them accountable, right? They didn't want to come tell all of us, I let life get in the way. I didn't do my stuff. I was too busy watching Netflix or whatever, right? So that's where like they knew they were going to have to come be accountable and tell us whether or not they got their goals, whether or not they reached them. So that's where I love that goal setting meeting because it holds you accountable as well as holding others accountable. Okay? They're going to have to come to you and be like, "Hey, I did really great last week. I hit all my goals," or I didn't hit all my goals because I was busy doing whatevs, right? Watching TV or whatever. The next thing, I want you guys to print these off and put them somewhere you see them daily. Or if you have like a whiteboard, write them on a whiteboard. Or if you wrote them on a piece of paper, put that piece of paper where you see it daily. Okay, daily. Not, oh, I'm going to write these down and then close my journal and I'm never going to see them again. Not, hey, I pulled them out of the journal, but I just like put them in a drawer. I mean, I open the drawer every now and then. I might see them, right? No, I want you to put them somewhere smack dab in front of your face. Okay. I'm sitting at my desk right now at my computer. Right up here to my left is my whiteboard. It has all my goals on there. I see it. I sit at this computer all the time, right? So I see that multiple times a day, every single day. In fact, my door to my bedroom is right here to the left as well. And as I'm walking out my door, it's literally eye level where I see my goals as well, right? So I see them all the time. Literally, I pass by them 100 times a day, okay? Put them somewhere that you're going to see them. Make sure that you actually look at them, that you read them, that you don't just walk by and be like, oh, I know what that says. I don't have to look at it. Let me just keep going. No, look at them, read them, right? Read them multiple times a day if you have to. Put them somewhere that you are going to see them so that it holds you accountable, so that you remember what you're working towards. Okay. The other things, a couple of suggestions that I want to give so that you guys have like a few suggestions of what you can do to stay accountable. Okay. Number one is get an accountability partner. That is someone. Now, here's what I'm going to say. Don't just pick a random person, right? Don't just go out and be like, oh, Brandy, you look like a great person. Let's be accountability partners. Not to say she's not a great accountability partner because I don't know Brandy, but me and Brandy might be working towards way two different things, right? She may do this part-time or just for the perks. She just wants to do it for fun while I'm trying to make it a full-time income, right? Or vice versa, right? We could be very, very different. Find somebody that has a similar vision. More importantly, find somebody that has a harder work ethic than you do to push you. But you got to be willing to push them back because it's a give and take relationship. Y'all, my biggest accountability partner is Christina Bertels, and we are fantastic with each other because there are some days where I struggle and she comes in and she's like, nah, boo, that's not what we're going to do today. We ain't going to talk like that. We ain't going to think like that. You better pull yourself up, right? Now, she's there. If I got to vent something out, she's going to listen, but we're going to come with solution, right? Same thing, vice versa. She may be having a hard day and she may call me and I'm going to listen and I'm going to empathize. And then I'm going to be like, all right, cool. Now let's go get some work done. What are we going to do? What's the solution? Right? Sometimes it's a give and take. It's not always going to be that they give you motivation or they kick your butt. You have to be willing to kick your own butt, right? I can kick my own butt very well. I don't need anybody to get up in the morning and kick my butt for me. I can kick my own butt very well. But I love having those accountability partners that push me, right? I'll give you another example. Jessica Coco is one that girl's work ethic. Now, she doesn't have kids and I do, so it's a little bit different, but that girl's work ethic, she made me feel bad for only working like a 10-hour day because she over here working like a 15-hour day. And I'm like, dang, I didn't do enough today. And I worked all day and raised kids, whatever. But sometimes you get those people that like they push you a little bit, right? Like they're doing just a little bit more than you are. And so it's like, dang, like let me strap my boots on. Let me get going, right? Like she already working for an hour before I get up. I need to get up earlier, right? Find those people that push you. Find those people that y'all are a good fit, a good team to go back and forth to hold each other accountable, right? Make sure it's someone that you're not having to drag along, but also make sure that your partner is not having to drag you along, right? It's a give and take. You're both in it together. Christina and I have a saying, we're mud buddies. What that means is we down in the trenches together, right? We crawling through this mud, but we doing it together. It's not, oh, you're in the mud and I'm up here on the paved road. Let me drag you. No, we're down in the trenches together. We're going to crawl through this mud together, right? And we both know that. So find those people that are going to do that with you. They're going to get down in the trenches with you when it's hard. They're not going to get up and run and say, nah, I need a paved road. This gravel road ain't doing it no more, right? Stick to those people that are going to be there with you. All right, next thing is hold those weekly goal setting meetings, right? Have those weekly meetings, stay accountable. That's a really great way to do that. When you write your goals, write affirmations and put them with those goals. Change your affirmations as much as you need to. You can do daily affirmations. You can do weekly affirmations. You can do monthly affirmations, right? But have those affirmations. Mine are written right below my goals, right? If my husband wouldn't freak out, I'd go write them on the bathroom mirror, right? Because I'm in there enough. But he'd probably tell me to erase that. So who knows? But have them written somewhere that you are going to see them. See them daily. Don't just walk by them. Read them to yourself. Say them out loud. Out loud is the biggest thing. Because when you say it with your voice and your ears hear your voice, it's life-changing. Your brain takes that in a different way than if Christina were to come tell me an affirmation about me, right? Oh, you rocking it, boo. But that's her voice, right? If I tell myself, bro, I'm rocking it, like, let's go, right? That's different. My brain takes that message in a different way, okay? So say those affirmations out loud for sure. The other thing, a vision board. Now, some people are very visual like that. I am not real big on vision boards myself, just because I don't really like the artsiness of it because I get a little too perfectionist on it and it just frustrates me. But, but if you're a very visual person like that, right? Make a vision board. Make a vision board. Put it up where you're going to see it. right? Make that and put all the pretty things on it, make all the fancy lettering and drawing and whatever, right? Do it how you like it, and then put that up somewhere that you're going to see it. That will help you visualize it. Now, for me, I do visualizations. Now, visualizations are just in my head, right? I close my eyes. I think about my goals. What do I want to achieve? 2-star. I visualize myself walking across the stage at convention to get my 2-star plaque, right? If you're going to visualize in your head, the key there is to incorporate as many senses as possible. All 5 senses if you can. What would I be hearing? What would I be seeing? What would I be smelling? What would I be tasting, right? What would I be touching, right? So you want to visualize and incorporate as many of those senses as possible, because that helps your brain really think it's real. It thinks it happened. And you will move in a way to make it a reality. That's how powerful our brains are, okay? Now, one thing that I want to say when it comes to goals, okay, is discipline is the most important thing that you can do. And I know a lot of times, like, if you talk to people about, oh, how's your New Year's resolution going? Not so great. I lost motivation on that. Y'all, we can't depend on motivation. If you didn't attend my mindset training that I did a couple of months ago, you can go watch it on my YouTube channel. I've got a couple of those, but I talked very much about the difference between discipline and motivation. Motivation is fleeting, okay? I can wake up highly motivated. Maybe I threw on my ET shirt today. Maybe I jammed out to some ET. I slammed a Celsius drink. I'm on cloud 9, right? I'm ready to go. I'm ready to take on the world. Halfway through the day, maybe I got stuck in traffic or something happened, and now I'm frustrated and I have no motivation. It can be fleeting. It can be minute to minute, hour to hour, day to day, right? It's very, very fleeting. If we were to only work when we were motivated, we wouldn't work very much. You have to be disciplined. You have to get up and say that no matter how I feel, I'm going to get up and do X, Y, and Z, right? Even when I don't want to, I'm going to get up and do X, Y, and Z. Y'all, I do not want to go to the gym, but I'm about to make myself start going, okay? And trust me, I'm going to be telling myself the same thing in my head. Girl, it's about discipline, not motivation. You better get your butt there, right? I don't want to, trust me, but I'm gonna. Because it's about discipline. It's not about whether I feel like I want to go to the gym or whether I want to or not. It's about the fact that I need to go, and I know I need to go, and I need to go do that, right? And I'm going to go do that. You have to have the discipline to say, I'm going to do this no matter what. One thing that ET's right-hand man, CJ, talks about is having non-negotiables. I want you guys to write that word down, non-negotiables. He talks about with non-negotiables, basically everything we do is a negotiation, right? Do I want to go to the gym today? Nah. Do I want to eat healthy today? Nah, that brownie looked real good. Like, I think I'm just going to eat that brownie. And then at dinner, it's like, well, I mean, I had that brownie this morning, but like, I've walked enough. It's off. I can probably have ice cream, or I can go have whatever, right? We negotiate everything. Do I feel like working on my business today? Not really, right? We can negotiate our way out of anything. So having non-negotiables is to say, I am not going to negotiate with myself on this at all. Christina, why are you telling my snack business? Girl, we the same, because I be having that same kind of snack business, I think. But this is where we say, I'm not going to negotiate at all. There is no negotiation, right? If I'm going to make the goal to go to the gym every single day, then that's what I'm going to get up and do. And when I get up, I'm not going to have the negotiation in my head of, do I want to? Well, it's raining. Well, I'm tired. Well, I'm whatever, right? I'm not even going to have that conversation. I'm going to get up like autopilot. I'm going to put on my clothes. I'm going to drive to the gym. I'm going to go work out. I'm going to come home, right? Working this business, that's a non-negotiable for me. There is not a day that goes by that I'm not working on my business, including Christmas and New Year's and Thanksgiving. I booked a hotel stay for my dad for on Thanksgiving. I still work my business. Now, I put family time in there and I spent plenty of time with my family, but I had things that had to get done, right? Last night, Christina and I were working on some stuff. I was working on it at 11:30 last night. I almost rang in the new year working on stuff, right? Which would have been very fitting, actually. But it's a non-negotiable. I don't wake up and negotiate whether or not I want to work on my business and grow my team and grow and book, make bookings and all that. I don't negotiate those kind of things. I get up and I do it like autopilot. So have non-negotiables. You should have at least three non-negotiables. And I would even say you need to have I'm going to say at least two of those have to be business related. You can have 1, 2, however many for other stuff, but you need at least two non-negotiables in this business. What are your non-negotiables? I want you to write those down next to your goals. Okay. That's right, Krista. Absolutely. Last thing that I want you guys to do once you make your goals, okay? And one thing that I like to do is I like to put like, where am I at right now? January 1st, where am I at? Right? What rank am I at? Or booking wise, what am I at? Right? Whatever fits for you, but where am I at right now? And then where do I want to be by the end of the year? Right? What rank do I want to have? Or do I want to have my IATN card holder? Do I want to book a certain amount? Right? Whatever it may be, I want you guys to write that down. And normally, I don't like to even entertain the idea of not hitting a goal. Okay. I feel like that's negative. That's negativity. I don't like to bring that into my space. But one thing that I found recently that was really helpful for me was I fast forward and I say, okay, it's no longer January 1st. Today is December 31st, 2024. And I did not hit my goal that I was trying to hit. How do I feel? And I really, really dig deep into those feelings. I feel them. Like it hurts, right? Like I had someone the other day, I told them to do this and she came back to me and she was like, Ashley, I literally started bawling when I thought of it's December 31st and I didn't hit my goal. She goes, tears just started pouring down my face. And I want you guys to spend just a little bit of time doing that and then get out of it, right? Because it's negativity and I don't like to bring that in my space and leave it there. But I want you guys to get into that because sometimes what I see happen is I see people set goals. I want to get to platinum, whatever. And I want to get there. I want to walk the stage. But they don't ever think about how would I feel if I got to convention and I wasn't walking the stage because I didn't do any work, because I didn't chase my goals like I thought I would. And I've seen people get to those moments and they're crushed. They're just devastated, right? And they are just feeling worse than dirt. But the time has passed. We don't have a time machine. We can't go back and fix it, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to think about, okay, it's December 31st. I didn't hit my goals. How am I feeling? Because I want you to somewhat hold on to that feeling anytime that you have an excuse of, I don't really feel like working my business today. I don't really feel like getting up and doing this. I don't really feel like whatever. And I want you to think about, you know what? I know what it's going to feel like if I don't hit my goal on time. And I wrote this down for myself. And some of the words that I used for myself the other day was that I would feel very defeated, right? Just defeated in my efforts in not getting where I wanted to be, right? I would have a lack of confidence. I would feel empty, right? Like, I mean, I literally sat there with these words and these feelings and felt them deep down in my soul. Because I wanted to know how would I feel, right? Like I know that I want to hit these goals and I'm constantly working every day, but on those days where, like today, I'm not going to lie, my son is sick today. And I was just like, oh, I could just sit on the couch and I could use it as an excuse and just have a day off. And I literally thought about the other day and how I had those feelings that I was thinking about. And I was like, nah, boo, I got to get up. I got to go. I can't be having excuses, right? Because I don't want to leave any doubt. I don't want April 30th to get here and I don't have 2-star and I don't get to walk at convention and take a plaque. Right? I don't want that to happen. So for those of you that maybe you have a hard time being disciplined, or maybe you have a hard time, talking yourself through these moments and staying on track, I want you to think about your goals and the end of the month or the end of the year, and you didn't hit them, and how are you going to feel? Right? I know people that they need to hit platinum because they want to move to another country. Right? Like that's a big goal. They've been working towards that for a long time. So if they sit there and they're like, okay, let me think about, oh, dang, we can't move. Oh, man, that sucks. Right? Like, not just sucks, but like, dang, like my hopes and dreams were in that. Right? I want y'all to feel that enough so that it reminds you on those hard days, that it kicks your butt into gear a little bit on the days that are tough. Now, some people, you don't have a problem staying on track. You don't have a problem staying motivated. That's okay. Like I love it. Right. But for some that do, that's a really good way to kind of test that out. Right. Let me see what that's going to feel like. And if that's a feeling I really don't want, I better get moving, because I don't want to be blindsided at the end of my goal date. If I don't hit it, I don't want to be blindsided by all those feelings and regret and all of that, because I don't have a time machine to take it back. I can't go back and fix it. Right? I have to move my date to a different date, and that sucks. I've had to do that. It's not fun. Right? So I want you guys to go in, make those 3, 6, and 9-month goals, or 12, sorry, 3, 6, 9, and 12-month goals. Then I want you to break each of those down into months, January, February, March, right? For those 3-month goals, so on. Then at the beginning of each month, I want you to make your weekly and daily goals. I actually bought a planner, and I am not a planner person. All right. I'm just not. But I bought a planner, and it's a daily planner. And I literally already went in and wrote up this first week. I went in and I wrote it out because I'm like, I've got to stay on track. I've got to be more organized and make sure that I'm staying on track with everything that I'm trying to do. Right. It made Christina happy. Her little planner heart was bursting with pride. But I bought a planner to stay on track because I have to make sure that my focus is where it needs to be. Right? All day, every day. I've got my focus. So go in and I want you to write down each month, what are your weekly and daily goals? What do you need to attain in that month in order to work towards your overall goals? Okay. And it breaks it down. Then I want you guys to implement at least 1 or 2 of the accountability things, whether you get an accountability partner, whether you have the goal setting meeting, whether you have your vision board, right? Whatever it may be, the affirmations, whatever, right? I want you guys to do 1 or 2 of those and implement those to help hold you accountable. I will tell you, if you're somebody that lets yourself slide a little bit, you need to bring someone else into that, right? You need someone to check in with that's going to be like, nah, that's not what we're doing today, right? So I want you guys to do that. And if you want to go watch my video on YouTube about the discipline versus motivation, that training that I did to get a little more information on that, you absolutely can. It's on my YouTube page, so you can go watch that and really see the importance of staying disciplined, not relying on motivation. Okay, that is very, very fleeting. Guys, my whole idea behind doing this meeting for corporate was that I want to see each and every person in this company grow. I want to see each and every person in this company be successful. I don't want anyone to feel as though they're lost or whatever. I want you guys to have a plan. I want 2024 to be epic, massive for everybody, for the company, for everybody. Okay. That starts with your goals. That starts with your daily actions that you're going to take in order to meet those goals. Okay. I hope you guys have a fantastic year. I look forward to more trainings and getting to interact with you. Y'all, I'm gonna do a plug. Go to convention. All right. Y'all got 6 months. Go to convention. It is life and business changing. I cannot even say enough about convention and how important it truly is. Go to convention. I met people from here, Amy, Christina, Tommy, right? I met people in that first year that have become my family, right? We talk all the time. Like it's unreal. I've never met people like I have in this business. So go to convention. It is literally life and business changing. I would not be where I'm at today if I did not go to convention in 2021 and have my butt kicked by Coach Val, who is also one of my accountability partners and absolutely amazing. So absolutely go to convention and get that knowledge, get that time with leadership, all of that. All right. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Let's go out and just crush all our goals. Have a massive 2024, and I will see you guys later. Bye.